Fly ball. Should be playable for Hughes. The Flagstaff Eagles have come back from 8-0 down to win the ball game 19-13. They'll advance to the next round of the 4A state tournament. 1-1. So that's just going to be line, base hit into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. We'll see if they test it. And runner's going to come around the score. It'll be 1-0 Flagstaff. Wow. RBI triple for Luke Wilson, as that was just a dribbler that just kind of aligned into the gap between right and center, and Heath Lopez just kept going. How about that? 7-1, but that could change quickly here. Bases loaded. In for a strike. 1-1.
Again, outside part of the plate where the umpire has liked it the best.
Macy working quick. 1-1. As that's going to go right past Macy and through the hole in center field. That's going to score one. Second runner's going to come around the score. 9-1 Flagstaff. 2 RBI. Single from Will Carpenter. 1, 2, 3. Top half of the 5th inning for Bradshaw Mountain. 1-1, still the score here at Flagstaff High School.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Now we'll see Flagstaff coming up again. It'll be the top of the order for the Eagles: Heath Lopez, Luke Wilson, and Nick Lopez. That's the perfect way you want to start an inning with those 3 names coming up. And if you remember, Nick Lopez, the towering fly ball that has given the Eagles their only offense so far, a home run back in the first inning.
And it doesn't hurt that your ace on the pitching staff, Heath Lopez, he also happens to lead the team in hits. So,
and don't forget about the guy in the middle, Luke Wilson. Last game we just saw a week ago, he hit an even more towering fly ball that went over the fence for a home run in that huge win against Lee Williams.
That ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. It still may be flying somewhere. But, yeah, this Eagles team has showed its power all year long. They continue to do that today. That solo shot from Nick Lopez continues to be the only run for Flagstaff as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-1. Tie ball game. So glad you're with us here on KLJX LP Flagstaff, NEU student-run radio station. Michael Manny and Brendan Martin. Tony Braca, our engineer, back in the booth. Kobe Young and Brandon Hurley on the first 3 innings today. Glad you're with us. As Heath Lopez leads it off, back to the top of the order. First pitch to him. It's going to be fouled away behind us.
Now we're seeing this from both squads. Both teams really being aggressive early and at bats. That's really allowed both of these pitchers to sort of stick with it on the mound.
The 0-1 swung on and missed on what looked like a breaking ball.
Flagstaff just needs to get somebody on base here. They don't need someone to try and break any records, home runs or something. They just need to get somebody on to start an inning.
The 0-2 swung on and missed, and Lopez goes down swinging. Quickly, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th for Flagstaff.
And that'll bring up Luke Wilson, guy that we know can do just about anything at the plate.
Wilson struck out in the 1st inning, then grounded out the 1st in the 3rd. So, quiet day for him so far.
You can tell that one breakout play is just brimming inside of him. We'll see if it happens now.
The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Cazal definitely working on the outside edge of the strike zone.
And he's working fast, too, trying to get through these batters quickly.
2-0. Grounded over to short, and it eats him up. And ball goes away, so Wilson will be aboard. That was just a sharp liner that just ate up Dalton Irwin over at short, and the throw couldn't be corralled by Elias Avila. So Luke Wilson will be on at first. The Eagles have life.
Chalk that one up as an area. The ball kind of ate up the shortstop there, and when you're trying to make up for that lost time, you just try and throw the ball wildly, and nearly got too far away to where Wilson could have advanced.
So Lopez showing bunt, pulls back, And the ball is upstairs. 1-0.
Said it before. This is became a small ball game. We see it here when you have the one guy who's done anything on offense so far, scoring around the button, really goes to show just how versatile this team is.
1-0. This time down and inside. 2-0. And we know how great this Flagstaff team is at stealing bases. It's one of the things they do best, so they could get a runner in scoring position here pretty quickly. 1-1 the score here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch from Cazal. 2-0. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. 2-1.
A good pitch there on the outside part of the plate. Not sure if that would have been a strike or not, and that would have been huge if Lopez let that one go and would have been 3-0 to count, but still 2-1. Perfect hit and run situation here.
It's all come set. Runner goes. Ground to the third. Won't get the lead runner. Will get Lopez at first. Second out of the inning, but runner in scoring position for Flagstaff. And here comes Luke Hughes.
And that's exactly why you use the hit and run for situations like that. Hard ground ball to third could have easily been a double play. But getting Wilson on the move gets him to second base before throw can be made there. So they get the out at second. And now here we go once again. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs, and the cleanup hitter, Luke Hughes, at the plate.
Hughes got on via pass ball in his first at-bat today. Struck out looking his last time up. As that pitch goes in the dirt, 1-0.
This is the one thing that I think has separated Flagstaff from Bradshaw Mountain is their ability to take the first pitch and maybe even more. We've seen it 2-0 counts and back-to-back at-bats this inning.
1-0 to Hughes. Checks the runner at second. Cazal. Pitch. Inside. 2-0. Now, Hughes flashed his power yesterday against Prescott. The Badgers hit a 3-run shot. Flagstaff would love that here, but also they just love a liner into the gap. That would score Wilson easily. 2-0. Throw over to the runner at second, and Wilson gets back safely. You remember when we were here last week and we saw Luke Wilson get picked off at second.
Got picked off in the very first inning, and that really set the tone for the game. This one, maybe the situation feels a little bit more intense here late in the game and still tie ball game.
Yeah, just slightly. 2-0, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Checks the runner at second. Cazal. Outside. Good block, though, by the catcher, Garrison Jones. Had to drop down onto his hands and knees to block that one.
That makes it a 3-0 count. Can't imagine Hughes is swinging, especially even though he's got great power, but getting that runner at first, you got an open base at first, too. It's not going to mean a whole lot. 3-0,
and throw goes down to second. Wilson's going to be safe, but meanwhile, that's ball 4. So Hughes is on with the base on balls. So runners now at first and second. And if you're just joining us, you've come on at the right time. 1-1, the score here, a tie ball game, bottom of the fifth inning, but Flagstaff has something going. Luke Hughes at first. Luke Wilson at second. And up comes Jake Carpenter. First pitch to him. Outside, 1-0. Cazal quickly getting in trouble here.
Yeah, he's gone behind and counts all inning long. He's got force outs at any base, so that 4-pitch walk may not mean a whole lot, but that could change if Carpenter gets on something and maybe brings him home.
Checks the runner at second. 1-0 offering. Low 2-0, and Cazal just lowered his head. He looked like, what more do I have to do? Looks a little frustrated out there.
I can tell you what he can do, which is throw a strike, but he should not do it down the middle. This is the perfect time for Carpenter to unload on one.
Checks the runner at second. 2-0 from Cazal. They'll throw over to second again, but Wilson gets back safely. And they're really keeping an eye on him.
And I think that's something that might be distracting Cazal a little bit. He's taking his focus off the batter, and he's already behind. I don't really the runner at second is not going to be trying to steal here in this situation, so I think he just needs to bear down and focus at the plate.
2-0. Low and inside again, 3-0. So that pitch keeps tailing right to the inside of the left-handed Carpenter.
See, he's trying to maintain his control, too. That few of those pitches have been a little low, trying to make sure it doesn't overthrow something.
3-0. In there for a strike. Good comeback pitch from Cazal.
Taking all the way there. Obviously, Carpenter is not going to swing, but still, tough situation here. The Eagles are one ball away from getting the bases loaded.
Cazal shaking off Jones. Now he's ready. 3-1. Inside ball 4, and the bases are juiced for the Eagles.
And now we'll see a mound visit, maybe even a position change here. That could be it for Cazal.
That's 2 straight walks for Cazal, and that will be pitching change. New pitcher for Lee Williams, for Bradshaw Mountain will be Vinny Magdaleno.
And Magdaleno will come in from second, and Cazal will stay on the field. It looks like it'll be just a simple 1-to-1 switch, and Cazal will be at second. This is a tough situation to bring any pitcher. And with the bases loaded, tie ball game, late innings, it's going to be huge as it'll be Silas Richmond due up to bat next.
And looking at Magdaleno, the junior, coming into today, 8 innings pitched on the year. Not a ton of action, just allowed 2 hits. So pretty blemish-free as far as his work on the mound goes. But this is a tough ask. Couldn't quite get any bigger than this. Bases loaded, 2 outs, tie ball game. 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And something that Cazal was not doing that Magdaleno certainly should be doing is just focusing up on the batter. Don't need to worry about the runners on each base. It's 2 outs out at any base. Do just about anything you want here. And it's very easy to let the pressure sort of get to you in situations like this. But certainly the way this game's going, wouldn't surprise me if he gets out of this one.
That has been the trend today. It has been a lot of tightrope walking for both teams.
Now we'll see Richmond at the plate, the left-handed hitter.
This last time up, he lined out to Avila at first. That would have been extra bases had it not been caught. But big situation here as the left-hander Richmond digs in. First pitch. Strike 1.
The catcher couldn't quite hold on to that one. And it looked like Richmond was taking that one all the way. Didn't pick up the bat off his shoulder. He wants to run this count a little bit and kind of get some more info on what Magdaleno's throwing.
0-1 for Magdaleno. Certainly taking his time. Kicks and deals. That's going to be lined into right field. And it will get down and past the right fielder. That's going to score at least 1. That'll score 2. That will score 3. And how about that? Flagstaff takes a 4-1 lead. A 3 RBI triple from Silas Richmond.
Yeah, clearing the bases, line drive, tailing towards the foul line, and Rylan Osbjornson made a great effort diving for it. Would have been an amazing play to keep this ball game tied. But when you make that decision to dive and the ball gets away, that's already going to be scoring everybody that's on the bases. It is now 4-1 Flagstaff.
And Osbjornson, you're right. Just an excellent effort. Just went right underneath his glove and rolled all the way to the right field wall. 320 feet out there. Clears the bases.
And now still a runner on third base, so you can get some more out of this.
As Stickler's up. 2-0 to Connor Stickler. He can drive one more in. And so a game that was a pitcher's duel up to about 30 seconds ago has been turned on its head.
And all 3 of those runs would account to Cazal as well.
In their first strike, 2-1. So it's a tough break for Cazal. Pitched a pretty excellent showing up until this point. But yeah, those 3 on the triple from Richmond will be charged to him. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2.
Yeah, maybe just a matter of staying in the game, just one inning too long. Certainly want to try and ride out your starters as much as you can. But certainly saw the gas start to empty in that tank.
2-2. Ground ball over to short. Throw to first, and quick work of it done from Dalton Irwin to Elias Avila. But Silas Richmond comes through with a 3 RBI triple. It's 4-1 Flagstaff, and we're going to take a quick break here from Eagle Field. Once again, the Flagstaff Eagles, 4-1 over the Bradshaw Mountain Bears. You're listening to KLJX LP Flagstaff. We'll be right back.